welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. At least you're welcome somewhere now. And the COVID is not allowed in here. Welcome to the Law, Your Money, and You. I'm Roberta Sapphire, an attorney in Sharon, Massachusetts.
And welcome again. I'm Camille Barron, a financial coordinator and a healthcare advisor, also in Massachusetts. And we have another return guest who comes in high demand because of the unique way that he handles his business. And we're very happy to have him.
Yes, it's been exactly a year, or maybe a year and a few days, that Seth Stollman, realtor, and there's a difference between realtor and broker. And welcome back, Seth. And you can tell us a little bit about yourself because we know pretty much a lot. But but tell the guests too. It's always good to reinforce the difference between a realtor and a salesman and a broker. So go ahead, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. We're all on, instead of meeting together in the studio, everyone's on Zoom now. Everyone's getting to know Zoom pretty well now after all these months of being at home. But the real estate business, I'm a realtor here in Sharon, Massachusetts. And in February, March, when COVID started, no one really knew what was going on and how to do our business. So no one wanted people in their homes. So buyers and sellers that were in the process of selling their homes, everything pretty much stopped. Because nobody wanted to go into someone's home. No one wanted, to go into someone's home, and no one wanted anyone in their home. But things, we've adapted with the times. I started doing video tours, which I posted on my sites of my listings, and that was great. But again, no one is going to buy, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 home without actually seeing the home. So the video tours was great in attracting interest in people's homes. However, they did want to go in and actually see the home. So with gloves and masks and booties and disinfectants and wipes, we trailed into people's homes and we were able to show homes. And we've been continuing at that, very diligent as far as cleaning surfaces, letting people in just on a limited basis, one person at a time. Gone are the days of the 50 to 75 people at open houses.
But on some of these houses, aren't you glad that they can't get in because of COVID, because the people's houses are a mess? And once the people get in, it's a turn off. Have you run into that?
Well, by the time I take over a listing, they're usually in pretty good shape. That's part of what I do. I go in and I help people clear up the clutter, clean up the mess. And that could take the majority of the time to get it ready. It could take, from a month to 6 months. I've worked with people to get repairs done, get things fixed, get things decluttered, staging it, and then getting it on the market. So by the time I get one of my properties on the market, it is in excellent condition and they sell pretty quickly. So we are very diligent.
Did you get extra for that?
No.
Do you get extra for that?
No.
Oh my God. That's why you're so wonderful. Everybody loves you.
Thank you. That's part of my fee and that's part of what I do. And that's why people choose me. I jump through hoops to help people. I just helped a single woman sell her home, sell her sister's home. Her sister had passed away and she was taking care of her sister's home and getting it ready. And she was living out of state. So she needed everything. She needed a handyman, a contractor, a heavy duty cleaner, just some advice. And I got the house back in tip top shape. We had multiple offers and it sold over asking price.
Oh, wonderful.
That was in Sharon. So we are still diligent as far as letting people in, who we let in, how we let in, when we let in, how long they can be in the home because of COVID. We make sure to be socially distant. We make sure to have masks and not to touch anything and just be very respectful of people who are living in the home. So I've been pretty successful in the midst of this pandemic to have my best year ever in real estate.
Wonderful.
Really?
Now, do you do much with virtual sales? I know, like in this case, the woman's sister lived here local, but, and she, the woman that you dealt with, was not local, is that right?
But she had to come here and be here locally. You can't, it's like I said, there's just so much we can do with virtual.
Yeah, mhm, sure. I mean, you can do the virtual tours, right? But if someone's
Absolutely.
really interested after that, it's
Right.
better to be in person. Is that what you're saying, right?
I have not had I've heard of situations where people were purchasing homes based on a video tour, but I have not had any of sales just from a video tour. They either, if they're not in the area, they would send someone um, to come see it for them.
Yeah.
Because I deal with people who are moving here from California, from Chicago, from Washington State. So they're not here, but I
Mhm.
go see the place myself and I I do a video tour for them. Um, but that I've been doing that before COVID.
Sure. Mhm. Has much changed for you in terms of your sales process in the light of COVID? I mean, obviously what you've just described where people have to be socially distant and wear masks, but how about anything else that's changed for you because of it?
Yep. Well, all our documents are now signed electronically.
Mm-hmm.
We were starting getting into electronic signatures,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's 100% electronic signatures.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for a closing, the buyers still need to go to an attorney's office. Roberta, correct me if I'm wrong as an attorney. They still need to sign the deed. They cannot do that electronically. Is that correct, Roberta? We can't
I
have a,
think it's starting to change, but they prefer it that way, and then they'll uh, let you file it electronically. But you're always, because they're closed, but they're starting to open up, and they're accepting, like notary, like the notaries. You can do a virtual notary, but again, it's not that easy. You have to have them notarize it. They can notarize it over the internet, but they have to say that they've known them. It has to be somebody that they've already known. So there's still little things in, but it's getting little by little. The longer this goes on, the more lenient they're being. But many years ago, I used to say that when you get a deed, that the buyer should sign the deed also saying accepted, because so many times people used to go to the registry, a guy would say, this is my wife, and it wasn't. And they would sell the house from under. So that stuff, they never corrected that. But one rep tried to do it, but it got written up wrong. But maybe they'll fix that too. I mean, think of that. I don't know if you've ever run into that. But yeah, these things. But you're right. But another thing is, my son, who's all over the country, um, he said that Massachusetts, just around here, is where you have to have an attorney to close papers. Everywhere else, they use the title company. Isn't that interesting?
that is correct. You do need an attorney to close. And before COVID, we used to all get together in the attorney's office conference room,
Right.
the buyers, the seller, the buyer agent, the seller agent, the attorneys. It was great. One big party for closing. Now they don't want anyone to show up except the buyer. That's it.
Don't
Everything.
don't they have to get the title? Don't they still get more and more get title insurance?
Yes, but they can do that without all of us being in the same room at the closing.
Right.
So,
That's good.
so
That's
now,
good.
like if I want to have someone go in before a walkthrough, I unlock the door for them. They go in, take a look. The house is empty, and then they go off to the attorney's office to sign the papers. We were doing closings outdoors, like in Sharon Center. Um,
Really?
Yeah, because no one wanted to go into people's offices or in the parking lot. People
Hmm.
were buying, $1 million homes in the back of the trunk in their car,
As
signing the
long as
paper.
it didn't rain. But what about home inspections? And also, well, before that, did they have to guarantee that the old owners would be out so that they could do the walkthrough?
Yes, we still, when I bring a buyer in, I don't like anyone else there. I just want the 1 or 2 people, no kids. I just want the people, to avoid too many people in a house and touching too many things. So I do ask the sellers not to be there. They need to go out. And the sellers sometimes say, Seth, there's nowhere to go. We can't like go to we can't go anywhere. So they just sit in the car while we
I'll
look at.
go to your house.
I don't want them in my house.
You don't want 'em in my house either.
Or take a walk or go in the car, and then I call them and I say, okay, we're done. But Roberta, that was a very good question about a home inspection, because those could take 2 to 3 hours, and it's in someone's home. We still have home inspections. I don't see too many people waiving that because, again, they're buying a $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house. They want to know what they're getting into. I found with COVID, the process is quicker. People see homes quicker. Inspections take less time. The process is quicker. Everybody wants to get in and out. A lot of times they're waiving appraisals. Banks are waiving appraisals. The appraiser doesn't come to your house. At the beginning of COVID, also the smoke detectors, the fire chief did not want to come into people's homes. So they had to sign an affidavit saying that all the smoke detectors were in order and that the buyer was going to be responsible for testing them once COVID was over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was
That could be expensive.
the buyer, the fire chief did not want to go into people's houses. They didn't want to touch anything to be exposed. But now that I think it was in maybe in May or June that changed.
Yeah.
And now they're going in again. They're still not touching anything, but the fire chiefs are going into people's homes to test the fire detectors.
Well, with the vaccine out, most fire chiefs and police and medical are getting the vaccine. You know, the other states are already issuing the vaccines. I don't know what Massachusetts is waiting for. I'm in Arizona right now, by the way.
Right.
It's early here.
I don't know anyone here who got the vaccine. My wife works in the school system, and I know other states are vaccinating teachers, and we have no record of anyone getting vaccinated here. I don't know anyone getting vaccinated.
Police chiefs, fire chiefs, people who work in the hospital are now getting it. But they're supposed to be starting. I mean, I don't know, to get on the vaccine, because there's 2 shots, huh?
Massachusetts just published a schedule, an updated schedule. And between now and sometime in February, it's going to be the frontline workers, people in nursing homes. And then
but they've had the vaccine already for a few weeks.
Yeah, I know. And that's the case everywhere. It's just, it's ridiculous. Now and then they're going to have people who are age 65 and over from February till April, and then everybody else after that. So by June, it should be done.
Well, I don't think it'll matter if I say it now, but we got our vaccine yesterday. My daughter set it up. We got the vaccine. It took 5 minutes. I never saw anything so organized. You get the they have a big place, and you drive up in your car, and they check your, you make the appointment online. They check your information and your number, and they ask if it's you, and then you get the shot. And I tell you, it's nothing. And then I have a funny story there. My daughter and son-in-law, they're the husband and wife law team. And everybody got these masks on, and the guy that's taking the thing, he says, "Oh, you're Mark Breyer, the husband and wife law team." And we go, "Well, how do you know?" He says, "From the tie. My son wears these who's a Garcia ties. There's a good one for you, Seth. He wears suspenders and a Garcia ties, and so you could do that too. You could get a tie or something. They'll recognize you from wherever. Isn't that funny though? In there, and
that's great advertising.
And then anyway, after you get the vaccine, you drive forward, and you wait to see if you get a reaction or not, and then you're on your way and they give you a card and they say, make your next appointment for 3 weeks, which is kind of hard. But they're doing that.
Wear this. I can wear this. This is my one of my awards I received.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
very
should wear
nice.
that. You should wear
You
that.
should.
Yeah, you should wear that. Something unique, but you know, with your uniqueness anyway. But I digress, but that's what makes it interesting. But anyway, I mean, I haven't been here in almost a year because of that COVID. But you know, we rent apartments, and I was able to rent some just without them even seeing it. But
Yeah.
and then you got ones that they won't let you in, and they insist on seeing it, so you lose money. Nobody's saying anything about the landlord. What do you do for the landlords or the people that just don't want the people in? They don't want you in. They don't want that in, and you lose, and they lose money. What are they doing for the landlords? Do you do anything with that rentals or?
I do some rentals, not too many, but yeah, the rentals that I've had have been empty, so I haven't had a problem. But
Yeah, it's too bad that they're empty. I mean, too bad for the landlord that they're
no, but
empty.
I was able to rent them, so now there have tenants in there.
Oh, that's good. Well, we can talk. Yeah, so what's the difference though? When you were here last year, you talked about the problem that the older people didn't want to move out of their houses. And you had the new people coming in, whether that's the newlyweds or college students, and they were like having butting heads. What's going on with the college students and the college debt and the older people that aren't moving, or are they moving, and the housing prices, have they gone up? Talk about that.
Sure. I'm glad you mentioned that, Roberta, because if you thought it was a problem last year, it's even more of a problem this year. Because, like you said, the older families didn't want to move then, and now they certainly don't want to move because of COVID. So right now, there's only, I think, 12 houses for sale in Sharon, and we have, and
Really?
that's around the all the towns are similar. I think Stoughton has 9 houses for sale. Mansfield has just a few, a dozen, which is it's not good. We need more inventory to get young people in. New families want to get into town. And you know, now it's the beginning of the spring market, February, March. People want to find a home and then close maybe in May or June and be in town.
Yeah.
The problem is, you know, there's not that much inventory. So I've been calling people saying price. Oh, and you mentioned prices. Prices have really skyrocketed.
Supply is low, demand is high, right?
Correct, and that's putting pressure on prices, so which is going up and up and up. So first-time home buyers that was struggling to get into Sharon or to all these towns, suburban towns, are really having a hard time because prices have been going up, and not only do we have competition from people moving from into town, we also have competition, people moving to larger homes. Now that everyone's at home, they want larger homes, and they're moving to larger, you know, from smaller homes to larger homes. Then we have people from Boston moving to the suburbs who want to live in the
Yeah.
suburbs. So it's
They
very
used to move from the suburbs back into the city.
well, now they're moving from the city to the suburbs.
That's something. But I know too, a lot of the higher priced communities, the people are moving out to a town next to it or 2 towns away where it's cheaper.
Cheaper, right? But now even the cheaper towns are expensive because of the demand. So you know, I try to price things fairly, and give an opportunity for those first-time home buyers, you know, who want to get into their first home. And it's hard because they're getting outbid by $20,000, $30,000, $40,000.
Boy.
And even though they have great credit, they have good approvals, they can put a lot down, they just, you know, they're capped at a certain level. And then we're seeing people come in and just overbidding.
Do
And how
people
about-
ever say, oh, I'm sorry, Camille.
So the financing, access to financing now, how has that changed compared to what it was before COVID?
Great question.
Good question, Camille, because that's another thing contributing to the very active housing market. The interest rates are now about 2.3, 2.4,
Right.
Yeah.
2.5, which is terrific. So people can afford a lot more home with such low interest rate, which is
Mhm.
also incentivizing people to move to a larger home, because if their mortgage rate, a mortgage payment stays the same, why not move from a 3-bedroom to
Yeah.
a 4-bedroom house? So
Yeah.
that's how, or people, we recently purchased a home at the Cape, a summer
Oh,
home. So at these great interest
nice.
rates, we were able to purchase a home and, and have a great monthly payment, very low monthly payment.
That's fantastic. What about do you find that a lot of people are moving out of state? Like the older people, maybe they are selling their house. Say they sell their house and they get 600,000-700,000, which might be 300,000 more than it was before, and they can go to Georgia or somewhere like that.
They're moving to warmer climates. I have clients moving to
they are.
Florida, to North Carolina, South Carolina, like you said, Georgia. Yeah, moving south. It's cheaper there.
Well, that's always been the case though, hasn't it?
It has, but I've kind of, well, now with COVID, no one wants to get on a plane to go anywhere. So people that
No.
usually go to Florida are not going, they're
Yeah.
staying here in town.
Sure. Or
Do
else
you
they're driving.
Do you think that with the have you found that with the vaccine being announced, that more people are starting to look or live, so to speak, go back to where it was?
No, everyone's still sheltered at home. No, everyone's afraid until
Well,
the
because
vaccine.
I mean,
I
the
mean,
rates of the virus and deaths is still spiking. That's the problem right now.
Yeah, I
even
don't
with the vaccine.
understand that.
What do you
I
mean?
wonder, I don't understand why they're still spiking when the people are less moving around and the people are being vaccinated,
Well,
unless
I
it's
think there are
incorrect.
still a lot of people out there who don't follow the guidelines. Oh, that's the problem.
I think it
Hmm.
spiked after Thanksgiving, after Christmas. People
Mhm.
got together and
Mm.
people are not following the guidelines. We are very careful. No one gets into any of my houses without
Mm.
without a mask on. And
Mm.
here,
So,
I don't know
so
how it is
where
in
is your office? Seth, where is your office? In case
Oh,
somebody wants to stop in with a
yes,
mask on.
that'd be great. Since last time we spoke, I moved to my new office in Sharon.
Congratulations.
I'm at 362 South Main Street in the Heights in
Oh,
Sharon.
good.
Oh, you're in the
Excellent.
Heights?
I'm in the Heights. So I have a great office, Keller Williams, Sharon,
Oh,
centrally
you're still
located.
with them?
Yeah,
Good.
362, that's on the same side as the, is that where the Heights stores are?
yes, I'm right in that plaza, Heights Plaza.
Oh, you're in that plaza.
Great location.
Good
It is a
places
great
to
location.
eat there. There used to be good places to eat. And oh, what a nice spot to be in, right in the middle there.
And
Yeah.
we face the street and the side streets. And when it was warmer, we used to have the karate classes out the window here. And I did an event for Thanksgiving, a pie party, and I gave out pies to some of my clients.
Oh,
And
Pie
nice.
party?
yeah, on Thanksgiving, I had a pie party.
That's great.
So that's what people get when they work with me. They get their home sold.
They
They
get
get a pie.
pies.
They get all the benefits of working with Seth Stollman. But they parked in the parking lot, and I went out, and it was great. I couldn't hug anybody, unfortunately. I like to hug all my clients, but you
I
can't.
like to hug too.
We missed that.
What kind of pie? Apple pie, lemon pie?
I gave people a choice:
Really?
pecan, pumpkin, or apple pie for
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
sounds wonderful.
Well,
And
Camille and I should have been there.
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah, I would take one of each. You still have any
Me
left
too.
over?
for Thanksgiving,
We take old food too. My husband will eat old food. My granddaughter she stayed here for a while. I said, what do you want to do with all this food, which is yours? She says, oh, throw it out. It's got to be a few months old. I said, a few months. Our thing is 2 years, maybe 3 years for some stuff.
That reminds me of talking about old food. Roberta knows this one, but when my daughter was young, she might have been about four
Oh, yeah,
years
so
old,
funny.
and we were out at a restaurant or something with lots of people, might have been a family occasion, and she dropped,
And
the waitress
coffee.
spilled some food. She was clearing the tables and she spilled some food, on a dish on the floor, and the food was on the floor. And my dad said, oh, don't
So
worry, my
funny.
dad will eat it. Because when we were at home, whenever at home, if she dropped something on the floor, he would pick it up and eat it, and the floors were clean, but don't worry, my dad will eat it.
That is so funny. Nobody could have even made that up. Kids come out with the funniest thing. One
Roberta,
of
I
my,
wanted to mention college kids, like my
oh
daughter.
yeah,
Some colleges have opened and they do COVID testing. My daughter's
really?
my daughter's at UMass Amherst, and they closed the campus, so she wasn't able to go to be in school in person. So she's been at home, studying from home.
How's that working out for her?
She misses her friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another time. What year is she in?
Junior.
And she's a junior. I feel bad for the ones that started school as freshmen and got hit with the COVID and just don't know anything. And then then you got to go through the getting a refund and this and that. They don't even open up like 1 day a week or anything like that.
Some schools do. We have friends who have kids at schools in Boston, at Northeastern. And
Oh yeah, Northeastern, they're going in. We have a few of our team members there that are Northeastern. In fact, one of the ones that helped us out, he's in pre-med now. They have good histories with the lawyer money and you. This is our 11th year or 12th year. I don't know if they let us survive. No, we're doing very well. The funny thing is with the virtual reality and the Zoom, it's much easier. You don't have to go to an office. You don't have to wait around. You don't have to. They don't have to hand us our water and you bring your own coffee. I
you
mean,
don't have,
but
you don't
it's
have to
really
go out in the
nice.
cold, Roberta.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and you got to. And well, the way we put it on YouTube, I remember sometimes we had to wait a month or more, but it's much better now. It's more efficient. And our viewers really enjoy it. And so do the guests. And I don't know. I was going to say too, just finish up on the students. What are they doing? Are they renting any houses together or
Yes, yes. Some of my
how?
daughter's friends are renting houses off campus and then studying online on Zoom. But my daughter's, she's saving money by living at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, was she in any internships that got canceled on her or anything like that?
No, she's still
Like
working
work?
and doing an internship and a job, all on Zoom, all remotely.
What kind of work is she doing? Because it's interesting.
Yeah, she's a peer mentor, actually, like an RA, and she's counseling freshmen and students who need help and doing it all virtually.
I think that's fantastic.
I do too.
Yeah, I think at this point we are winding up. You are always so fascinating, Seth Stollman, and I said his name right, right?
Thank-
And are
Yep.
there any others at home besides your daughter?
Yeah, I have 3 kids and they're all at home.
Oh, good luck.
I have a senior in high school, a sophomore in high school. My son is a senior. He's applying to schools for engineering. So if anyone has he wants to be a software engineer. If anyone has any leads for him, let me know.
My granddaughter just graduated with a degree in engineering. Tell that sophomore to get a hold of us. He'll get community service. They're taking people now with community service more than the marks and the grades. So
I'll have her reach out to you.
have them join an organization or some nonprofit. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Camille's winding up. She's got 1 minute.
Okay, thank you, Seth. It's wonderful to see you again and to have you here. And it's always nice to hear how you use some innovative means to adjust to whatever is going on, and particularly now. So thank you. And to our viewers, thank you for watching. If you would like more information about Seth Stollman and just in general about some of the real estate market and what's happening, please send us an email and we'll be happy to connect you. So thank you very much. I think that we are done.
We're
And
done. For all
let
your
us
money
hear from
and
you
you.
if you have any ideas or questions, because remember, this is the law, your money, and you.
And you.
You.